welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you don't know me, I'm Pranita and I'm back with another episode of Paint with Pranita. If you're not aware, I started this series on my YouTube channel which is hashtag Paint with Pranita, and the motive was for you guys to learn how to paint from me. And I realized that I didn't actually explain how I'm doing and what I'm doing, and so I thought of making this video. Now this is, as you've already seen, a very long video and I don't want to make the introduction any more longer, so we're just gonna get started. We're making this painting and I just want to put it out there, if you don't plan on painting it, then I think you should click off the video, because it is really me explaining how to paint this. So if it doesn't interest you, it's okay, you can just click off. And everyone who is interested in painting it, let's get started. Welcome to the episode 5 of Paint with Pranita, and today we're going to do a very basic painting, but we're focusing more on how to blend the colors. You've already seen what we're going to make. It's pretty easy. So I have synthetic flat brushes in the size 8, 6, 4 and 00. Like always, I always use these brushes because most of my canvases or boards are of the same size, which is 6 by 8, and we're not going to need a lot of colors. You need white for sure, you need blue, and you need burnt sienna. Now burnt sienna is brown. Before we start, I just want to say that you can literally make any color with 5 colors. You need yellow, you need white, you need red, you need burnt sienna or brown, and you need blue, ultramarine blue. With these 5 colors you can literally mix and make any colors, but I already have ready-made colors. If you don't have it, I'll make sure to make a video on how you can mix those 5 colors and make different colors. But today I'm using ultramarine blue, white, burnt sienna, flesh tint. I have 2 shades of green. I might use any, or I might just mix it up. This one is greenery and this one is sap green, and then I also have teal blue, which I might use for the sky. And now if you're wondering why most of my paints have this tape on the cover, it's because I got these paints long back, and these are rare colors. You don't use them at all times. What I have for white is, I got this small one, but most of the paintings need white a lot, so I always stack up on this. So as soon as this small thing is over, I fill it in this and I keep this aside. So I have a big white can and a big black. The rest of my colors are in tiny small bottles. If you don't paint on a regular basis, you don't need this size as well. You can literally go with this size. I'll tell you the MRP. It's, I think, for ₹20. And these bottles, if you're wondering, they're for 75, I suppose. Okay, this one is for 90. Let me check another one. This is for 85, so it depends on the color, but it's in the range of 80 to 100. They go for a very long time, so you don't have to worry about them getting over. Once you stock these up, you're good to go for 6 to 8 months, or even more if you don't paint often. Yeah, let's quickly get started. I have my brushes, I have my paints, I have my palette. Anyway, and if you're wondering why my desk is so unclean, it's because I paint on this, and I really like my desk to look used. I don't want it to look brand new all the time. I'm actually hoping to get color everywhere. I think it'll look very nice. Anyway, so I did post a video on Tuesday because as I was painting this piece, this is not complete. This is not even 1/3 done. You see how the color is shining, and yeah, I don't know what happened, but it looks very shiny to me, even to my eyes now that I see it, and even on the video it looks very bad. And I just thought that it doesn't make sense to put something that doesn't even show the real color. So yeah, I scrapped that idea, and that was my second attempt. My first attempt was on a cardboard, and today morning I finally went ahead and restocked my MDF boards. And ever since I've painted on the MDF board, I haven't been able to paint on a canvas. If you don't know, the surface of a canvas is not smooth. You have to apply gesso on it first before you paint, and I don't do that, so I think this is why the paint is shining on it. Anyway, I've never had an issue with canvases before, but I don't know, it just didn't work out. And this painting that I made in my last video. Let me just show you. Anyway, so this came out really smooth, and so I went ahead and stocked up my MDF both. That's a lot of talking done. Let's get started. I have my water here in case you're wondering why my hand is going there. And yeah, let's get started. So I quickly went ahead and added colors in my palette. I started with white because I use the same brush to add all the colors to the palette. So I start with the lightest color and then work my way up to the darkest. So I added some white and then I added some flesh tint, very less because I won't need it a lot. Then I went ahead and added teal blue, and I don't know if you can see, but there is some ultramarine blue over here that I added. And yeah, that's about it. I had a lot of paint in my brush, so I went ahead and washed it. I'm using the brush in size 6. And now always when you're mixing paints, even if it's acrylic, make sure your brush is wet. Now I'm going to quickly take some white. I'm going to add some teal blue, and I'm going to start from the top. I want most of the blue to be on the top, and I want very less on the bottom. I'm going to start from the top now. Over here you'll see mostly very light blue, but over here it's going to be more saturated. Now starting with this. This is my first layer, so I'm going to keep it as thin as possible. Again, you don't want to keep a lot of water, but make it thin because then you can always go ahead and layer it up. I prefer maximum 3. It depends how much depth you want in your paint. Now as I'm moving a little down, I'm taking some ultramarine blue and some white and some teal, and just move it. Like I said, it is a very easy painting, but we're focusing on how to blend. So you see, I started with a very light shade and then I added some ultramarine blue, and I'm working my way down. You see a very nice gradient. You have to keep your brush strokes going. Again, I just dipped my brush in water. Again, I'm taking some white, some ultramarine blue. It's raining heavily in Pune, and I just have to get this done, otherwise I won't have anything to show you guys. And that is about it. Now I'm taking one more layer, and thank you. Trying to keep it a little saturated, but again at the same time adding white. I'm taking some white because, as I said at the beginning, that I want it to be very less saturated at the bottom. So I'm going ahead with only white and just dragging the blue from the top to the bottom. When you're doing background, don't go ahead with vertical and horizontal. Stick to one. I always prefer horizontal. I don't know if anyone ever does vertical for the background, but yeah, this is just how I do it. Always horizontal. Yeah. So you see my layer at the bottom is I'm going to wait for this to dry and then go ahead with my second coat, and hopefully the lights will be back. Okay, I also forgot to mention, if you are waiting for your first layer of paint to dry and you think that you might take a longer break, like say a half an hour to an hour, then what you can do is you can always sprinkle water on your paints to create some moisture as you leave them, so that it doesn't dry out completely and you can always use it again. So I just sprinkle it, but you can also use the spray bottle that you use to water your plants. So the first layer is all dry. Now I'm going to go ahead with the second layer. This time less water. Again, going in with teal blue and white. Sorry, from the top. You see how the color built up Now the second layer. Now as I move down, I want it to get dark, so I'm going to add some ultramarine blue. Don't be scared. Add some white and keep it moving. Blend it in very nicely. Some teal blue, ultramarine blue again. Just keep going. Give the gradient in. You see how I'm going from one edge to another because I don't want the stroke to look incomplete. Again, we're going with more blue. We're in this patch. Yep, just keep on adding the colors as per your choice. I think this patch over here has gotten a little light, and I'm just going to go ahead and add a little blue there. But I really don't mind the patches in the middle because that's how, you know, it actually looks very real. Now what we're gonna do is we're moving on the lighter side at the bottom. So quickly, you don't want to let the paint dry. I'm taking white, mixing blue and moving it. Just very casually move it in. I hope my voice is recording because again putting a voice over is going to be a trouble. It's okay. I'll do it. I'll do it for you. Very nicely, just blend everything through, and I think we're ready. I think I really like how the gradient looks. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to let it dry, and then we're going to come back and draw clouds on it. And like I said earlier, if you're taking a break along with me, sprinkle your paints with some water to keep them moisture. The paint has almost dried. What I plan on doing is drawing clouds over here, some over here and some over here. Now clouds are of all shapes and sizes, so your cloud doesn't have to look like mine. Anyway, the point being that your clouds don't have to look exactly like mine. It also depends on your brush strokes, the way you're stroking it. I will try and explain while I'm doing it, but please know that it might take another shape and you should allow it to just flow. You don't have to stick to a certain size or shape of the cloud. Okay, just making my brush a little damp and using the same size, size 6. I'm gonna start over here. You see, I'm just dabbing the tip of the brush in this motion, like I'm pressing it down and forward. I'm pressing it down and forward in faster motions. Please allow your clouds to just have their own shape. It doesn't have to look like mine. And when you want to show fuller clouds, you go circular, circular, circular. And that's about it. You see the clouds are blue. Obviously this is not the final result. We're going to top it with I think more 2 layers. Hey, so I'm going ahead with white, some teal, that's a lot, and drawing some on this side. I'm taking a dry brush and just blending it in circular motion. This is already dry, but it could use some blending in. Clockwise, anti-clockwise, just blend it in. Okay. I'm making some over here. I don't want this to look like a lot. This is the shape I'm going for. Just again blending it with my dry brush. Now I'm taking some more white, some more teal, and making some clouds here. This is like the main G. Okay, the main spot. Yep. And a little over here. It's already light, so I'm taking teal and going forward with just one teeny tiny cloud. Not a lot. Now I'm going to take the flesh tint that we added, remember? So we're taking white flesh tint size 4 and going ahead on top of the cloud we made. But I'm focusing it on the top of the cloud as highlights. Just blend it in circular motions. Wherever I think I can get highlights, I'm just making highlights to the clouds. You can just add it in the middle anywhere as well. So more like a reflection that just happened to fall on the cloud. Okay, so this is done. Now what remains is the final white highlight, and I'm just gonna actually go ahead and just draw here and there, just like bits and pieces of clouds. Just drag your brush in any place, literally. If you notice, my brush is completely dry. Okay, I'm just gonna need a dry brush and mix it in. Yep. Oh, we need some highlight. So I'm using number 4 again. Now I'm going with only white and just kind of adding a little more texture to the clouds that we already have. Now we're done with the colors. We need your take a detailed brush. I have size 00 with me. I'm just gonna make it wet. Keep it aside. And now I'm taking some burnt sienna and I'm placing it right next to the flesh tint because we'll be actually mixing both the colors to have like a highlight color for our branches. And I will also be adding in green. So this is shade greenery. I'm adding it here. And we have some, what was it? Sap green. This is just a little darker, more olivey kind of color. Now, back to detailing. We're using the 00 Camlin synthetic flat brush. Now I'm starting with burnt sienna and the little blue that we have, ultramarine blue, mixing both to get a little darker shade. Okay, so we have one there. Now don't worry, I know it looks green, we need brown, but we'll get to that. Now I'm taking another one from here and I'm taking all the way up, I think till here. I'm just going to mark a point. And I'm taking it from here. Now what we'll do is we're gonna take the burnt sienna and go over it with that. Now I forgot to mention, but we'll be needing some black here because it's dark. Okay, I have some black on my brush, the same brush. Now I'm gonna go ahead and draw the twigs, and I hope we do a good job with this. Okay, now we're gonna make the part. I basically just go ahead and draw circles, make like a flower. These are my little coconuts. Make sure your coconuts are in the downward direction. So I'm going ahead with the dark. I'm going ahead with the dark thing. I have and up. I know it really looks bad for a palm tree at the moment, but eventually it will look nice. Don't worry, guys. I'm taking black and I'm just going ahead and adding details, giving a border on the left side and just showing lines in the middle. Show, and as you go up, make the lines shorter. Yeah, that way. And then again over here, so some shadow effect. So just going ahead with the same thing that we did. I'll just lift it up and show you. Can you see? I hope you can. I'm not sure though. I think it looks very weird right now. I think we should just go forward and paint the palm. I'm starting with this one because then I can just, for me, I always go ahead and make it thick. Make it thick towards the side that it's going to fall. I got this technique from another artist. I don't remember. I saw it on Instagram. If I would have remembered, I would have definitely given credit. But I don't remember who it was. This random video just popped and I saw it. Now, the greens that we have, I'm going to mix the two on one side. And start drawing the things. Okay, so I did this off camera and now I'm back and I'm just gonna show you how to do it. Just do it top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom. And then also draw the main branch should be dark, and yeah, basically that. Now what we're going to do is take flesh tint, mix it with green, and go ahead with a lot of detailing. You need to have detailing on painting. Just draw crinkly lines, not a lot, don't overdo it please, and just just try and keep like the shadow effect going. I'm gonna do that on the coconuts as well. Just on the right side. Now, what I'm also going to do is I'm taking the same flesh tint and a little white if there is any in this, and going ahead and drawing strokes on the greens. Just add some on again this side where the shadow, the highlight will form. And I think we're done. Not a lot left. Don't make the mistake I made just now. I wetted my brush and just use it on top directly. Yeah. So this is that, and now I'm going to do some shades with light green, the greenery shade that we had. Very light, I'll show it to you. And going ahead with, again, just detail it, you know, the same lines, and you can stop at the first step. You can completely make this palm tree black. That will be a silhouette that will look good as well, but I thought I should add some color. Lately I've been doing a lot of orange and pink and sunset just overall, and I wanted to just change that a little and do something green and blue. So I made these. Now I'm going to take some black and give that line dimension a little like the centers. Just draw shadows. You know, you still want to have that definition there. Just a little. I wish I could show you a closer look. It looks really great. I don't know how much is gonna catch on camera, but to my eyes it looks good. Decent enough for a beginner painting. Just add details as you wish to. Now, one last thing that I'm going to do is wash my brush, obviously, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take white. I took white, and now I'm just going to give the last bit of detailing, which is really not much. You just have to draw sparkles. And we're done. I'll give you a closer look. This is how it looks. Focus, please. Autofocus is locked. See. It is super decent for a beginner's painting. So that was it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please do subscribe, it means a lot to me, and I keep posting such art videos and fun videos every now and then. So if you like what you see so far, please don't forget to subscribe, it means a lot to me. And also don't forget to check the description for all the details of the colors I've used, the brush size, etc. It's all mentioned in the description, and I'll also put links to other episodes of Paint with Pranita. Do check them out, and I'll see you next time. Bye.